Home Tutor is welcoming you back to another session. So, this is your personal teacher, Nipanipan. Today, we are going to discuss a new session what official records do not tell in the first chapter of history how, when, and where that an 8th standard child should study. So, before going to what official records do not tell, we have to look to another topics like part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, and part 5 that I have already done in the previous sessions. So, please do watch that sessions and come to this topic, otherwise, you won't get a continuity. What official records do not tell? From this vast corpus of records, we can get to know a lot, but we must remember that these are official records. They tell us what the official thought, what they were interested in, and what they wished to preserve for posterity. These records do not always help us understand what other people in the country felt and what lay behind their actions. So we can check what official records do not tell, which is our topic. So in this topic, we discuss what official records tell us and what not. So the preserved documents are in a huge quantity and these records are available to us in plenty. Even though we should know that these are highly official one and so the information available from the official records will be only according to the convenience of British officials, their thoughts, interest, and the very important piece of records that help others to know about the royalty of British government will be preserved more through the archives and museums. Thus, these reports will not help to know about the common local Indian people, the exact life of Indians, their feelings, and the exploitation they faced during that period under Britishers as a colony. For that, we need to look elsewhere. When we begin to search for these other sources, we find them in plenty, though they are more difficult to get than official records. We have diaries of people, accounts of pilgrims and travelers, autobiographies of important personalities, and popular booklets that were sold in the local bazaars. As printing spread, newspapers were published and issues were debated in public. Leaders and reformers wrote to spread their ideas. Poets and novelists wrote to express their feelings. So, in order to understand the exact vibe of the Indian people, we should depend upon other sources too. Official records are well preserved in record rooms, but the other sources, still much plentier than the official records, are available once we go search for it. We may get information about the culture, practices, rituals followed by the Indians or the exploitation faced or the variant type of arts and craft system, etc. from the following sources. One such source is Diary of People. So diary writing means some people have a habit to write diary. The day-to-day affairs of their life are written and safely preserved. So from such diaries, we can come to know about the lifestyle of people, the caste discriminations, the social status of women, children, or how they have marketed things, or what were the procedures they have followed in some rituals, ceremonies, etc. Then the autobiographies of important persons, they write the story of their life and the characters they mingled and met each other. From popular booklets, for example, we came to know about the ancient Indians from Mahabharata, Ramayana, Vedas, etc. Likewise, the books are written in different periods tell us the story of that time. Again, one of the important source was newspapers. After the printing was discovered or invented, newspaper became one of the important source for getting informations or to know about the histories. It is a granary of informations regarding our past. Reporting always helped to know the exact life and features of Indians. Then the leaders and reformers, poets, novelists, etc., who wrote and shared their ideas through poems, novels, short stories. etc., helped to know about the Indians who lived during the British rule. All these sources, however, were produced by those who were literate. From these, we will not be able to understand how history was experienced and lived by the tribals and the peasants, the workers in the mines, or the poor on the streets. Getting to know their lives is a more difficult task. Yet, this can be done if we make a little bit of effort. When you read this book, you will see how this can be done. In the previous paragraph, we came to know that all these informations were gathered from writing, travelogues, pilgrimage stories, etc. So obviously, these were written by literate people. Again, here comes the disadvantage that these people doesn't give any importance for the experiences of exploitations met by the tribals and peasants. Tribals are people who are living in the forest region and peasants are the farmer society. Then the workers in the mines and the poor people who are in the streets. These are the actual groups or majority who constituted India at that time. And one more thing, the information about their lives was not available at ease because they were illiterate and most of them settled or high class Indian people were not worried about or was not interested in the upliftment of such people like. But still, there are other sources to fetch the informations about the above said lower class people, for example, the tribals, peasants, then the workers in the mine, etc., who were illiterate. The class of lower session people or the situation they have faced that we can understand when we take a little bit effort and when you continue hearing my next session, definitely you will see how this type of informations were gathered. Source 2. Not fit for human consumption. Newspaper provide accounts of the movements in different parts of the country. Here is a report of a police strike in 1946. More than 2,000 policemen in Delhi refused to take their food on Thursday morning as a protest against their low salaries and the bad quality of food supplied to them from the police line's kitchen. As the news spread to the other police stations, the men there also refused to take food. One of the strikers said, "The food supplied to us from the police line's kitchen is not fit for human consumption." Even cattle would not eat the chapatis and dal which we have to eat. Hindustan Times, 22nd March 1946. So source 2 is a reporting that have come in the newspaper that is Hindustan Times in 22nd March 1946. It is a newspaper clipping regarding uh, one of the most important news at that time, that is the policemen in the Delhi area. They have refused to work. Let's see what is happening there. In 1946, there was a police strike, and this was a reporting done by the Hindustan Times. The newspaper have given some account of the movement that was a part of the police strike, and this police strike broke out in Delhi. Around 2,000 policemen they have striked and refused to take food on Thursday morning because they have received a very low salary and also the condition of their workplace and unhygienic food have compelled them to strike. The bad quality of food was one of the main reasons for this strike. It was supplied from the police line kitchen, which was not under the British control. So the policemen who worked for the Britishers have refused to work at that time. When the news spread to other part of India, other policemen in different part of the India who were working in the police stations also refused to take this food that was supplied from the police line kitchen. One of the policemen have reported, that is, his name is not given. He have reported that this food, which was in such a pathetic situation, that is not at all edible by any people. That is, he have represented a cattle. These chapatis and dal were not at all edible even for cattle. And this type of food was given to the policemen by the police line kitchen. We can understand that only the Indian people were given such food, and racial discrimination was even shown for giving food to during that time, because Britishers have given another type of food which were relating, that is, they were given European style food, and we, the people of India, have received such a pathetic food which doesn't have even a quality or a hygienic condition. This was reported, and it is reported in Hindustan Times on 22nd March 1946. Figure 7. The Rebels of 1857. Images need to be carefully studied for the project the viewpoint of those who create them. This image can be found in several illustrated books produced by the British after the 1857 rebellion. The caption at the bottom says, "Mutinous sepoys share the loot." In British representations, the rebels appear as greedy, vicious, and brutal. You will read about the rebellion in chapter 5. Then let's look into figure 7. Here we can see a picturization of the rebellion of 1857. This picturization is not done by Indian artists. It is peculiarly done by the Britishers to show and deteriorate the status of Indian army people. The revolt of 1857 is one of the most important revolt, or we can call it as the first war of independence in the history of India, because that was the first time when some people, not only some people, all the people of each and every caste and classes have joined together to rebel against the British culture and exploitation that have done in India. So, but soon after the revolt have broken out, the Britishers sent the army and suppressed the rebellions. But even though it marked as the first independence war in India. So this picturization is done by the Britishers, and it shows that the Indian army people are sharing the looted items from different part of India. And this representation shows that how greedy the people, the army people are, how vicious and brutally they have shared all these looted items. But actually this is wrong. They have never looted, or they were not at all greedy. They were only greedy for getting independence. This is a representation by the Britishers, only to show that, only to deteriorate the status of Indian army people. You will read and discuss about the rebellion, that is the rebellion of 1857, in chapter 5. So please stay tuned with me to continue to other sessions also. We should know what exactly happened in 1857 revolt. Does this picturization is true? So definitely we will go to the next sessions, and you people should stay tuned with me. Okay. Finally, we have concluded our first chapter, How, When and Where of History of Class 8. And we'll be having another session, that is Quest for Answers. This is a session that we'll discuss some questions and answers. So finally, in that session, you may understand that how much you have understood each and every topic. So once, if you have any doubt regarding some questions, you may go to the particular part and revise again and come to the quest for answer session. And finally, you can analyze yourself that how much you know about this chapter. Okay, so this quest for answer will be done as another session and another video. So definitely watch that session also. And please subscribe my channel and click the bell icon so that you'll get the notifications continuously. Once again, thank you very much. We have concluded our chapter 1. Please go through all the parts so that you'll get a continuity, and the discussion of questions and answers of this chapter will be on next video. Please watch, like, share and subscribe. Bye.